Another film I watched last weekend was Vamp, the 1986 horror comedy written and directed by Richard Wenk. It's the story of two teenage college students who, in order to try and get access to a prestigious fraternity at their university, decide to hire a stripper for the upcoming party. They head into town, find themselves after a car accident in a salubrious area of the district, and head to a nightclub where a stripper named Katrina enchants them. However, it turns out Katrina is in fact a vampire, and the whole town appears to be packed with vampires. And with one of them having turned, the other teams up with a waitress, an old school friend of his who may or may not be a vampire herself, to try and escape before they're caught or daylight dawns. This isn't very good. The big problem is that the two main characters have essentially no personality and also look quite a lot alike, so I had difficulty remembering who was who a lot of the time. There is supposed to be a lot of humour in it. I didn't find it at all funny. I didn't find the characters engaging. I didn't find the horror particularly scary. Supposedly the film evolves genre over its running time, starting as a comedy and evolving into a horror. I never found it scary, and the climax is quite dull and uninteresting. There is this shadow of an interesting idea in the two figures running the nightclub being immortal mafia types who were turned by Katrina and are now her slaves, but are still affecting the Las Vegas casino type facade, which is interesting, but it never goes anywhere. There's a running concept that maybe that the waitress girlfriend character is a vampire, but it never really goes anywhere. There's a third character who they take with them who owns a beautiful car, but he doesn't really do anything and never goes anywhere. It's a very badly written, underdeveloped story. And when the plot is bad, when the direction is workmanlike at best, when the cast is uninteresting and unengaging, and the comedy and the horror aren't funny and aren't scary, there's literally nothing else you can do. It's a film that fails on almost every count. I think it would surely rank as one of the worst films of its year. I found it to be incredibly disappointing, incredibly uninteresting and unentertaining, and having no real value at all. Wenk's career as a director seemingly died on the starting line, although he has since managed to revive it as a screenwriter, writing a bunch of action movies for older performers like Expendables movies and I think the film revival of The Equalizer. But based on this, it's really nothing that I'm too concerned about missing. Vamp is a a very boring film that fails on every level.